I can hear music
not.
now. Aha!
Oh,
Huzzah!
Yes, we just went live on my screen. So yay, we're here.
Hello.
Hello. All right then.
Hello. Hello.
wow.
Uh,
We can be
I
seen
rub-
by the great mustache.
We have been seen. Can we be heard?
And noticed us.
Oh, don't notice me.
I was here already, dude.
Don't
Please
notice
don't
me.
perceive me.
Do not perceive me, not in this state. Although, you can perceive me in the state where I'm holding a champagne glass filled with champagne.
Yay.
That is as it
Why-
should be.
I was just saying, champagne? What is the occasion?
It was my wedding anniversary yesterday.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
How
So-
is it you've still got champagne left over? Or did you just buy like 7 bottles?
No, we got distracted from champagne.
Oh, fair enough.
My my younger brother got married a few weeks ago, and at the end of it, they had just a stack, like boxes of wine still left over, and they were apparently talking with my parents and going, I don't understand. We calculated, like, we have this many people, and we worked out, one glass of wine, if everyone drank whatever, and that's what, like 250 ml per glass. And my mum just went,
Wrong.
no, like a glass of wine's like half that.
Oh,
And
no,
they
no.
went
More.
120 ml, hundreds,
I mean, it depends on who's drinking, really, doesn't it?
in terms of like a standard drink.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
know,
one
but it depends
glass.
on who's drinking.
Yeah, we're talking in
yeah.
like industry standard rather than
Yeah.
people.
Yeah.
It still meant that they technically bought twice the amount of wine they thought they needed.
Good. Good. That
All
sounds
because of
right
a
to me.
math mistake. All because
And
of a
they
math
went-
mistake.
Ah. Oh well. At least
That's
the
how it
wine's,
should be.
At least the wine's good. We're like
Mm-hmm.
bunch of
Yeah.
wine left over.
Yes, having good leftover wine is never a problem.
Yeah.
That's the important thing to me. As long as it's
One of
good,
the-
kind
it
of-
can be left over.
So what kind of champagne?
It's a moe.
Okay, that's a good. Yeah.
I don't know which year we just
Yeah.
pick it up.
Moet Chandon is never wrong.
It's not. It's not. This is what we call our house wine. This is where we start. There's no point having alcohol if it's not going to be good alcohol, because neither of us
agreed.
really gets drunk, so we don't get to the point where it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I was always confused by that as in like when that teenager drinking. Well, for me, in my case, watching other teenagers drink, I was just like, I don't like this taste. I'm like, but it gets you drunk. No, it doesn't. Twice your size.
Yeah.
It really doesn't.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a cheap date because I'm small, but I'm also an expensive date because I don't drink much, so it has to be good.
I'm just going to say, yeah. The price per glass. I was just going to say the price per glass is noticeably different.
I balance it up. I make it work that way instead.
And Danny's trying to stay in the safe space. She really is.
And he's trying to stay safe.
I'm not gonna say anything.
It's
I don't have any commentary. It's fine.
it's okay. We saw the commentary.
I assure you, you did not. Whatever you think you saw is false.
Yeah.
Let's.
I-
Should we go to a safe space?
Sure.
Oh wait, no, we can't. No, actually, I don't want to start the game today. So let's. I just realised what happened last
This is
session.
like
Just so
Oh,
we're
no.
clear, if we start the game, there is no safe space.
No, I'm good here.
two of you are not currently in a safe space.
Yeah, very unsafe in point of fact. So for those of you who have not noticed, Spider is Jamie/Spider won't be with us. He is suffering from a really bad case of ick. So that means we have even more time to explore the dynamic between a screaming bird and a terrified wandering concert listener. So,
No, but also, we don't know what Mysel's doing, so we should do that for a good solid 2 hours.
He might also be having a crisis. You don't know.
I'm okay with that one.
Wow.
That crisis is fine.
Other people's crises aren't my problem.
No, that's fine. Please.
So, yeah, all right then. So, Chantel, tell us stuff about you.
Oh, I am an everything. I'm an actor, I'm a writer, I'm a game designer. It says it here, I'm just going to read it. I'm a game designer, I'm a streamer, I'm a psychologist. I spend all of my time on Twitter. I spend a lot of my time writing over on wordswithcolor.com. By
the way, the update today was fantastic. Good job.
Oh, thank you. I do a lot of writing. I also run a game for the other two players here.
I feel left out.
I want to run more. I need if someone can find me a few more hours in the day, because these two 6 hours. But it was a great cliffhanger, so I'm okay.
It was worth it. It was just
it was worth it.
I was just gonna say, I was looking at the YouTube. It's like, I should catch up on the. Why are there 3 parts? Why would you split it to a 3-hour episode? Do 3? Those are 2 hours each.
Yep.
What the hell did they do?
I haven't even put. That was 5 hours, and that was the last one. This one I haven't put up yet because it is 6 hours.
Went off again, did they?
I feel like it's a good sign when the two people whose time zone mean that it's like in the single-digit AM were the two people advocating that we do not stop. Do not stop just there. How dare you? The Australians who were during for whom it was like early evening were like, no, we should. It's been 6 hours. Sleep is a thing.
It's been 6 hours. We should stop and eat a meal and like do other things. No, we play.
I know what I'm about.
You know.
I know what my priorities are.
Yeah, priorities.
I know on which I sustain myself.
So yeah, that's all of the things I do. Oh, and for one more week, I am playing in a Monster Hearts game over at Gehenna Gaming. That's on a Monday in the US. It's a Tuesday morning for me.
All right. Danny.
Oh.
And Danny still hasn't given us a blurb yet, so I'm going to.
Actually, we do. It's just you spelt it wrong.
It's Dani. It's just right. Her name's right there.
I know, but Danny spells her name in 6 different ways. So,
6 different ways. It doesn't matter.
I chose a different one. That's all.
It's not important. It's not important. The variations on my name are not. They're representative of different. They're like infinity stones.
We can't do DAN either.
When you combine them, which is a problem.
Dane. Or Dan E.
Dan E.
Yes.
Dan dash E. Yeah,
Yes.
no, that's gonna be my. That's the
Like
new
Wally.
one, actually. Like Wally, yeah. Dan. Yeah. No, I'm a voice actor, director, player of games. Mostly, I spend my time thinking about and writing about Daybreak right now, which I play in the game that was just described just a second ago. That's what I do with my time. And
Yeah.
that's what brings me joy. I like. Given how long the games are, given how long the games last, bold of you to assume that I would have time to do anything else. But
It's not wrong.
I make podcasts sometimes, but mostly it's this.
Accurate. Sam. Quit quipping. What do you do?
Typing and was muted. Hi.
Yeah,
I
see?
also-
When I say stop quipping.
No, must get quip finished. I also voice act and perform in and around Brisbane, Australia. I have, as mentioned, currently I get to be a guest on Daybreak Prep, which went for a long time, but didn't feel like it went for a long time because it was great, and you should definitely be watching it. These just, I was going to say it's like these terrible people, and I didn't realize of the players represented here are probably the least terrible potentially.
Phoebe's in chat. Phoebes is right there.
Phoebe is right there.
Phoebe
Kaufman
is
can
right
hear
there.
you. I would
Phoebe knows
never.
what she's about.
They will not admit to
What
this.
Phoebe knows what they're about. I feel like Phoebe would be the first to tell you this book is a less than stellar person.
Surprise, everyone! We're actually playing Daybreak Prep today. So we're just like right.
Careful, you don't want me as a guest GM for a game system like that.
Don't cross the streams. Don't cross the streams.
What is reality?
Oh my
I
God.
don't. I was just saying I need to stop my game because the previous two blurbs were so good. So I feel like I need to, just for that reason, I need to go find things to do. And for no other reason at all. Why? But I don't. I've been saying like there's a couple of things that I do need to follow up on, but can't really talk about at the moment. But it'll hopefully become things. But you know,
Things that become things.
I'm not holding my breath, so you know.
Michelle,
Yes, me.
you tell us about you.
Yes. Gosh, good question. Hang on. Okay, I guess I'll type. Are you going to type it in, or am I going to type it in?
I have brain. There you go.
Okay, thank you. So yeah, that I do that. What it says. So there.
You
I'm
should
done.
read it because
I
YouTube
should
doesn't
read it,
have
okay.
the comments. I don't.
Oh,
that's not
I
what
see.
I do. I don't do that. That's too much
I
work for me.
see. Okay. We need to get you a cut and pastable about bit that you can just put into the more. The
I mean,
doobly-doo,
yeah,
you know.
everyone has access to that. You can just do that.
Doobly-doos. We have
Yeah.
doobly-doos. So yes, yeah. So I'm an author, as it says. I've got 2 pretty good steampunk books and 1 really good dieselpunk book on Amazon. Go check them out. That's just actually because I was actually on it. It turns out I was on an Amazon bestseller list at one point and didn't know it. So there we are. Yeah, my first novel actually was Amazon Top 100 Alternative History.
Oh, nice.
So, and then, yeah, you can catch up with me at my website, michellervalancourt.com, or MichelleV69 on Twitter. I've actually been back into streaming lately, which was just a absolutely weird turn of events. But anyway, I think I've come up with a format that's going to be much easier to suit my mood swings. And that's been a whole lot of fun. You can catch up with me with that, 902 PE Gaming. Here on this thing we're doing, Twitch, that's it, yes. And I've been, just as a frame of reference, ran my first game in 1983, so I have opinions. If folks want to listen to them, drop in. I'm happy to talk gaming with just about anybody. So there.
We should.
To be clear, given recent events in gaming communities, the opinions from the gamer from the before 4 times aren't terrible.
Huh?
Yeah, there's, other than one egregious idiot, honestly, most of us weren't stupid. Ignorant, yes, but not stupid.
Yes.
And I think that's the piece that winds up getting tossed out in the translation. And we can talk more about that on some kind of a talk show format or on my live stream, or maybe another time here. If we just all want to just drop in and yak for a while, I'd be happy to yak about
We
that.
should totally,
This is
as
not the space
a now
to
GM,
give them air.
Yeah.
as a this year GM
Yeah.
versus a before times GM.
Yep.
We should
So
talk
yeah,
at some
but
point.
we should probably.
But now we should play.
We should play, yes, for sure. So press the button to make the play happen.
Okay.
Yay! righty. So, it's a thing that happened in a time and a place.
Yes.
Leading to a minor existentialist crisis. But that's okay.
Just a minor one.
Minor. The major ones come soon, though. But don't worry about that. I got that all handled.
No, can I handle that one and you handle this one? We'll swap. Just this one time. I don't ask for much, but...
So, yeah. So... I mean, obviously, I think everyone sort of remembers the wrap on the last session. It was a little bit of rough sledding. I'd been actually planning on asking Jamie to open up with Spider's thoughts on, with him sitting there looking at his grandfather's statue and, all of that. But unfortunately, he's not with us. So I guess I'm going to be left with absolutely no choice but to look at Mysel and say, so, how you doing?
Little buddy.
I mean, comparatively.
So, Mysel, how are things going?
Well, it's interesting. It's always nice visiting new places. That's the whole thing. I mean, there's been a lot of focus on this idea of Hio and I going around helping people, but that wasn't really the goal. It was more of a byproduct. We just wanted to travel and see the world. It just turned out that wherever you went, there were, well, people we were able to assist who were in less than stellar circumstances. And it didn't matter where you went, it was always the case. But this whole city wasn't here last time I was.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not to mention the full 60. They weren't here either. That's kind of the best part. New things and new people, and even though some of the bad doesn't really change, it just changes form sometimes or hides for a little while. But the same goes for the good, and I think I needed to be reminded of that as well. So I'm having a good time at the moment.
Mm-hmm. So where is Mysel at, actually? If the camera was to be looking around Mysel's surroundings, what would it see?
So I think there was if we sort of, there's like this flashback to Spider going off to do his thing, and then we see Mysel asking Alexandre if she wanted to go, if going to the temple, the shrines,
yes,
was something she wanted to do without, well, not because it wasn't on her own. It was you're still you should take the guide still, but
yeah,
without him essentially, and that was which was more sort of giving her the option rather than so it didn't want her to feel uncomfortable being don't come with me, being would you like to do, and then after they leave, Mysel kind of, because they all got their own rooms, so Mysel sort of goes back into his room. I am curious, and I don't think it's going to matter right now, but just future reference, how big is this room? In a sort of cube sense.
Yeah. Probably somewhere. Yeah, I don't think it's a full 10 by 10. It's probably it's probably 2.5-ish meters to a side. It's big enough for a comfortable bed, a foot chest, a side table, a place to put a wash basin, maybe a spot for a spare chair if you got someone in to visit. But keep it, for lack of a better way of putting it, places like this, the if I'm not sleeping space is the common room, right?
Yeah.
Or the inn area. So the private rooms are literally they're not there in the same way that they are in modern, where you just go to the room and watch television and hang out. Whatever, there's no equivalent to that. So you're and all of your entertainment's is happening in the main room, right? In the main room or the pub area. So yeah.
I was more like last week when we were like, when we come back to Mysore, maybe we have a conversation between Mysore here. I was like, that needs to be a big room if that's the case. Yeah. I don't think these rooms are that big. I just don't.
No, they're not.
Or it's just sort of every 6 seconds there's a moment of just like. I think Mysore sort of goes back into his room and shuts the door and sort of has a look around just to sort of like survey the space, as it were. And then he sort of says to sort of no one in particular, he's like, well, I guess I should probably at some point do the thing I was asked to do. And he sort of sits down, kind of makes himself comfortable, and he's going to open himself up to the universe at large, so I can precognition.
Stop. You have used that recent.
I have, but I'm asking a different question. I can't ask. This is what I mentioned last week. I was doing a rules query, and it was checking that the week is about the subject I asked about. So you can ask about a different subject.
Okay.
So I previously asked about Cedric Edgewater.
Right.
So I can't ask about Cedric Edgewater until I made a note of the date.
17th.
I asked on the
17th was when you asked. Yes.
So it's the 24th. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I got it. Okay. So it's not that it's a once a week power. It's a once a week per question power.
Yeah. You can't just I need to know everything about this thing. It's like, no. You have to wait. But you could have, if you had like a series of things, you could just sit there and.
Okay, that makes some sense. All right, I like that.
But that was literally the thing. I was like partway through going, I want to double check this. I want to be sure.
No, that's reasonable.
So, in case people don't know, the Open Legend Discord is great.
Yeah, it is.
And incredibly friendly and very welcoming and helpful. So I think I had at least 2 people. I think it was Great Mustache, and I think 1 or 2 other people were all like, "Hey, here's your answer," and not for the first time, and getting back quickly and awesomely with queries like that. But what I want to ask is there? I should probably roll, find out if I actually can do this before I get in. It's always fun where because you're rolling a d20 plus other things, that sometimes your other dice, the smaller dice, can explode and do all sorts of things, and so it doesn't matter if the d20 rolls not great. And then sometimes you roll really badly on 3d8, but you still roll an 18 on the d20, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It's just like I literally rolled 1, 2, 3 on 3d8, and it's just like, well, that's
a 6.
Well, I was with advantage, so it's a 5. But
okay.
So yeah, well, it's enough to get me to power level 5 is what I needed. Is there anything? Is there anything relating to either Chevalier or Lucas that we can do or learn within Cliff Spider?
Hang on a second. I actually need to read that power before I can answer that question. Oh, what's the page number?
I can read it out for you if you like.
Yeah, please do.
I'm on hero muster, so I don't have the page.
Yeah. Okay.
The target asks a single question about a particular event, decision, person, place, etc. The GM provides a meaningful, not vague, but still brief explanation in 1 or 2 sentences that is a direct response to the knowledge the target seeks. Only one question can be asked about a given subject each week.
Okay. So under those conditions, I usually refuse the word "and."
Not fair.
All right. So not this and that, because that's technically 2 questions, right? 2 different subjects.
Yep.
So now what that means is, I mean, technically, just you'd have to make 2 rolls. So just which one is this roll? How about we do that?
What?
And I think what I would like to do in the future is have you state the question, then make the roll, so that I've got a little bit of lead in.
That's that. We could rephrase it to instead being Lucas or Australia to Meisel's task.
Okay.
That's easier.
Sure.
I mean,
So I just now, for as the player understands it, what is Meisel's task?
To assist Alexandre and Jasper in returning to them Chevalier and Lucas, respectively.
Gotcha. Yep. Okay. Give me a sec. I need to look up a name. So power level 5. All right. That's so. What was your total roll? 24-ish.
23.
23. Yeah. Okay. That's still pretty cheap. That's still pretty beefy as a roll goes.
I needed that
Okay.
20 to get to reach power level 5.
Yep. Okay. Hang on. I need to grab an image that I can throw into the Discord channel for you all. Again, the reason, by the way, I'm not sharing these images is I don't have permission to use them publicly. So they are essentially just they're reference items as opposed to publicable artwork. So out of respect for the artists in question, internal only. So just hope I hope the audience will understand. Just give me a moment while I paste a link for the players so they can all go, oh dear, and we'll go from there.
Such a fantastic response to this ability. Excuse me, why I get the thing to make you go, oh no.
I feel like that a lot.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so it's copy that and Discord. That oops. And that one. And that. Oops. No, it's that one. So you see these 2 people. They're both obviously Lun Khan. Okay.
What gave you that impression?
I mean, the first one is like, do Lorcan come as house in some more house cat? And the second one is, and the second one is, that's a Lorcan. And yeah.
This isn't the same. One of these things is not like the other.
Well, and that's actually going to be the part, because now I have to explain the scene
now
that Meisel
you kind of have to describe them for the audience, because
yes,
they don't
so
know.
The Lun Khan, for those of you who haven't been following along, are the Lion Folk. They are a culture who are of the opinion that civilized warfare is best conducted over barbecue grills. Battling bards and battling chefs is the Lun Khan's preferred method of arranging inter-clan rivalry. The best way of explaining them as a culture is uplifted cats riding war cats surrounded by pet cats. The locals, the Lun Khan, to everyone's best understanding, live in the plains around the mountains, but don't go into the mountains because they're an open fields culture. The couple of times the Progress Confederacy has attempted to convince them to go out of their way, things have inexplicably burned to the ground, exploded, or poured the contents of the watershed all over a public highway. So after that, the Confederation basically said, we can just go around. It's okay. We're fine. We get the hint. Good cookout, though. Thank you. Yeah, no, the Lunkan are notorious for scorched earth warfare as a way of discouraging warfare.
Don't do it.
Like the Confederacy was like, so we offer silver or steel. Do you want silver? No. So it's going to be steel. No. I don't think you understand what I mean. I don't think you do.
Yes, exactly. And so, two of the identifying lines, if you will, culturally, is that the greatest culture is always the most worthy, and family is a line drawn in blood. And one of the earliest Lunkan they met used, who was the surrogate Rachel Gray, yes, commented that if you're going to murder someone, do it intentionally. They're a carnivorous race who are surrounded day in, day out by the cost of being alive, and they don't argue about it. It just is the world around them. They're incredibly pragmatic about it. And for them, there's no point not talking about the realities. So that's the Lunkan as a whole. Generally speaking, they're 1.8 to 2.2 meters. They start, the lightest of the girls starts at 90 kilos of muscle.
I like that you're specific about that. 90 kilos of muscle.
They just don't do small. I mean,
one of them's trying.
Yeah.
So, well, that's the point. So there's a relatively slight female in a dark hood, dark fur, a little bit of silver at her neck, piercing blue eyes, who drifts out of moonlit shadows, literally just sort of steps into view, as though the camera had been incapable of perceiving her up to the moment where she steps behind the figure which completely eclipses her. It's not that she's small, it's that the other one is that big.
Oh, good.
Shoulder to shoulder, he's two of her. Her ear tips come to his shoulders. She's not a small girl. And she drifts up pretty much like a ghost to stand beside him. He is scarred. This is someone who has taught the world about scorched earth warfare. Claws have met his face. Swords have met his scalp. His beard is twisted and tied into a neat, tidy, braided tail, long flowing hair with beads and trinkets woven into it, deep, dark colors around his face, but his under fur is the tone of iron clay. Iron clay, for those of you unfamiliar with it, is that red stuff that PEI is famous for. You can plow it if you know what you're doing. Approach it the wrong way, and all it does is dull your tools and cost you a lot of money.
Oops.
Don't make a joke about the same if we said about the Leoncon. Don't say that. Make a joke about the same concept of the Leoncon.
No, that is exactly why I'm with this guy. That is exactly who this guy is, and he is going without even looking at who, like this ghost of a figure that has drifted up beside them. The moon is coming down. The camera will shift around, and they're looking down at the city of Cliff Spider. And you can see the lights. You can see the river snaking through it. So the view is from the map angle, if you will, would be from the hills to the northeast. To the northwest. probably there's a flat top promontory due to the northeast of Memory Glade. That's probably where they're at. There's a standing stone there that is improbably perched on a pair of reasonably round stones. The whole thing has been there long enough that vine work has started to crawl up one side of it. And there's marks that have been very carefully clawed by hands into that stone. And they're standing beside it with the moonlight casting down over them in the city. And the scene is subtitled, for lack of a better way of putting it, because while the audience understands what is being said, of course, Mysel doesn't speak Lunkan. Oh. And they're conversing in their native language. And so there's going to be the sound of an avalanche is the rumble that escapes from his throat. And a very whispery, windish, barely audible reply, "She has arrived." "I see. Then there are preparations. They will begin soon." "Yes," is all she replies. And then she turns around and drifts into the shadows and literally just seems to fade from view, like a cloud passes over the moon, and when the lighting comes back up, it's just him looking out at the city. And that will be the vision that Mysel has. Now, the catch is, as I say, Mysel doesn't speak Lunkan. He can infer tone, but he has no idea what was actually said.
Interesting.
Just for those who are half paying attention, because it's not my scene and so I try not to, but I'm really deeply curious now. What was the question that you asked?
I asked about if there was anything pertaining to Mysel's task.
Oh, good. Cool.
Within
good.
The city.
Yeah, never mind. I actually wish I hadn't asked. Didn't want to know. You good?
Mistakes were made.
Mistakes were made.
Thanks. I didn't need to know that. I didn't want to know that.
You ever regret a question? Yeah.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I do.
Yeah, 42 is a whole lot safer as long as you don't know the question.
Yeah.
It's all fun and games.
Big brain computer. No.
Yeah. So.
Anything else Mysel wants to do?
I would like to try to spy on the big one.
The big one.
Ooh.
Do it.
You managed to, but he takes up the whole frame. You see nothing.
Yeah, I'm just going to say congratulations. You've got an excellent view of his nostril.
Yeah, you see and hear everything that goes on within a 60-foot radius. It's still mostly him.
It's all still him. I'm sorry. Good try.
Okay. Give me just a moment, because I need to check his stats, because you might embarrass yourself.
Oh.
This is...
You are scrying, correct?
Yeah, well, spying. I keep wanting to say scrying, but it's spying.
It's spying.
Yes, but the point is that it means that he has that he may detect your attempt to spy, correct?
Oh, yes, that is very much.
Nice, Kitty. Good.
I think I rolled well. I rolled better this time, though, so...
Please, Kitty.
Okay.
Just maths.
Okay.
I got a 26.
Yeah, okay.
Which is against
Yeah, that's against his
resolve.
resolve. Yeah, okay. The good news is while he is relatively stubborn, he's not that stubborn. So yeah, he will be unaware of your attempt to scry. You will see him moving down a cliffside. He has a fairly hefty, gnarled walking stick in hand. It's his height. It's a staff. It's not really a walking stick per se. He's using it, as a support for navigating his way down the relatively steep slope. He's following a barely there path. He obviously, for lack of a better way of putting it, he knows where the path is, so it's helping him find it. I mean, he's got good night vision, but you're not entirely sure you can see the path from the perspective of what you're looking at, sort of over his shoulder as he makes his way along. He is unhurried and uncautious are the two adjectives I would use to describe the situation. He's not worried about getting jumped, and he's not worried about this about the slope or the incline taking the footing out from under him. So he's making his way along, but he's not rushing either. There's a there's an aura, if you will, of haste makes waste about him. He has time. He's not charging anywhere. He'll get there when he needs to be there. So over the next few minutes, he makes his way down the slope. There's double switchback of a path. A goat watches him go by, with a slightly puzzled expression on his face, like, how the hell did you get up here? And he gets down onto the plains, basically with the promontory at his back, obscuring Cliff Spider. And Mysel, do me a favor and make a logic roll. Your target number is 15.
I think what my logic is. Right.
Just checking if I have any.
22.
Mysel, it's early morning. The sun is up. The scene you saw and the scene you're looking at right now, it's dark.
Yeah, I was wondering about that.
You're not seeing now. So the question you have is, are you seeing yesterday or tonight? I guess with a 20 plus, you've got a problem. You know what you're not looking at. You're not looking at now. It's sunny out. So the next two times it's dark are last night and tonight. Right?
Ah.
I'm more concerned that somehow this person has taken my I want to go see them right now ability and shifted it. Or they or something.
Yeah. So
like,
so you will see him stride over to a six-legged lizard, kind of a goony neck critter. Crocodile build, for lack of a better way of putting it. The best way of the closest I can get while sounding suitably absurd is a crocodile body, crocodile tail, with a goose neck and a goat-esque kind of head.
Michelle?
Yes?
Why?
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 Because
is this? Why?
Because it is. It just is. So anyway, and he basically gets onto the thing kind of the way you would expect someone to ride a skateboard if you knew what a skateboard was, and it just starts trotting along, with him standing on this thing looking very pensive. He's going somewhere, obviously. How long are you going to watch him ride a lizard?
Is it? I mean, I do love the visual. So, is he going like towards or away from Cliff Spider?
He's obviously heading. In point of fact, he's angling for the river that runs into Cliff Spider, but heading away from Cliff Spider. He's following the river.
Right. Probably not. If it looks like it, that's just he's just going and following this river.
I mean, there are no lights in the direction he's going. You've got, a brilliant moonlit rolling plain for as far as the eye can see, in the moonlit darkness, brilliant stars overhead, and him surfboarding on a lizard.
It was fine till you said surfboarding. I didn't even consider how he was traveling on the lizard. I assumed mounted.
No, he's just literally standing on this thing.
I can't try to remember. I'm pretty sure it's one of those like those pictures where it's like, people in whatever era predicting the future, and it is a bunch of people just casually standing on alligators as they go through like the park or something, and they're sort of and they've got these leash, and they're sort of standing there, and so somehow a gooseneck, goat-faced one being ridden by a cat is less ridiculous. So
it's not.
Not more ridiculous.
Depends on who you are, what you've seen.
With him going away from the city, I would probably muscle doesn't like re-up the spot. It doesn't keep it going. It's like that's not that's not useful. I mean, there's a degree of like probably longer than normal. It's just for how is it? This is there's a degree of like hyper focused distraction of like how is he doing this? Anything else? How is it not now? I don't. This is a. There's the other voice being like, this is not a now problem. It's a later problem. That's not a thing. That's not how this works. Brain. But eventually it's like, no, we do need to. I mean, we could cut away at this point, but essentially his intention was to try again, but now for the smaller one.
Okay.
Be like, well, so that's not helpful. Let's try and find the other one.
Sure. So we'll actually come back and do that in a moment, because I do actually want to give Danielle and Chantel some screen time. So yeah,
I'm okay without though.
Yeah,
I'm
so
fine.
Terrified shrieking bird and.
But I want to know what happened. I want to know what happened. I do. With the lion. I'm just trying to help Shawnee. I don't know what's going on, so.
Neither do we.
I'm just a bird.
Get a really loud one right
just
now.
a
If you could
bird.
just.
Now I've flown away.
If only that were an option. If only that were an option. I think you've made that an impossibility. So yelling is what I'm gonna do. But we're not talking to each other right now because I'm in the sky.
Yes.
If I remember correctly.
Correct.
And you have walked away, I believe is what happened.
Fled, I think, is the proper phrase. Fled is what you're looking for.
You fled. I fled. Seems fair to me.
I flewed. I flown.
I can't get to you.
flee. Did you try? Did you make an effort? No.
Oh yeah, I took one step and thought, yes, it's time to fly this way.
Sure. These people haven't known each other for long enough for that. I forgive it. I'll let it happen. So where's she going? That's what I want to know.
Which one? Who are we following?
Alexandria.
Alexandria ran into a temple.
Yeah. So I need one of you to actually do something with this scene, because otherwise I'm going to start narrating, and you might not like that.
Hey, what are you doing?
Kaz is literally, as far as I remember, is literally like in the sky, like
You gonna do anything else
losing
though?
her
I'm just going to say, yeah, there was an absolute moment of flight and flight. You went pure vertical.
Does the music stop?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
In point of fact, at the moment that you shriek, you were basically dumped back into reality, for lack of a better way of explaining what happened.
Okay.
But there are no rabbits.
I think she definitely looks down at the crowd of people that have crowded around, because she's definitely made a scene, and tries to spot Alexandri, does not, and like goes over to, I think she at that point like tries to she makes like a sort of a big circle around the area and tries to land somewhere out of sight so that she doesn't come down and like get scolded for having been flying around inside within Cliff Spider, like within the city limits or whatever. And I think perches on a roof and like sits for a second and like sort of catches her breath. De-ruffles her feathers. Quite literally had her feathers ruffled, and it's just, I've lost my only charge. So this is not a great start to what I was asked to do. But they stick out like sore thumbs, so if I were someone with a scary, scary song in my head, where would I be? And she's kind of like scanning the temples around there, trying to pick out which one seems like the most likely one for her to have gone into. And it would have to be a god. She surmises, okay, so it's got to be a god. She doesn't like it when she can't hear that terrifying song.
Yep. Do you need me to repost the list of temples and shrines in St. Sard's?
No. I know where that one is. Hang on.
Essentially, those are your options, right? So. Right.
She couldn't have gone far. Or maybe she could. I don't know how fast these people are. I am not doing a good job. My bosses are gonna be mad. My bosses are gonna be mad.
She just has that song going.
My bosses are gonna be mad. Gonna be mad.
It's delightful. I am so doomed. I am so doomed. I am so doomed.
Oh, gee.
I'm gonna try for Dalfa, the goddess of chaos.
Okay.
You're not looking for Chantel.
Hey, you're not wrong.
I mean,
psychologically speaking, if we're picking out of a hat, it's still not a bad choice.
So is that actually where and does Alexandri be found there?
No, I said where she went when at the end of last session. Should not go that way.
I don't know that.
No, I'm not saying you do.
Oh, let's see. Which works well because I actually don't know because I didn't hear you say it. No. I know that they.
But she's not going to move. She's staying there for. She's just having a panic attack, so she's just that's Alexandri for the next however long.
I think she kind of slow falls her way down, like just like if I jump off the side of a roof, but I have wings, I can like make sure that I do not break my legs as I go to the ground.
Yes.
Goes off into a little alley, and walks in, does not find Alexandri there, and obviously decides to walk. She puts up a hood so she doesn't call attention to herself, and is going to try next a little bit more frantically, like slightly. She's walking faster now. The goddess of earth and of mountains.
Okay.
Shawnee tried to decide, like, can I take a sip? Nope, still wrong. Okay. Still no Alexandri, huh?
Nope.
My bosses are gonna be mad. They're gonna be mad. She thinks about, like, she stops outside of this one and, like, looks around some more and thinks about going to find the small child, because the small child would know. The small child knows everything.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, no, try one more. Whatever the closest geographically, I don't know if there's a layout of these, but whatever the closest geographically to that one is, that's the one she tries next. For the sake of argument, she's going to go back to one of the ones that they went to, since she is a tour guide. She's going to go back to Kiriel's temple.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
No.
Fuck. Huh. And then I think she's gonna go try to find the kid. She doesn't know what to do. Like, maybe she went home. Maybe she went home. Surely she could find her way back if she went exactly the way that we went back. Yeah, that makes a whole lot of sense. Can't fly, so there's no way to. Yep, she's gonna go find Mysa.
Okay then, Alexandri. A little bit of time goes by because you know.
Yeah.
Yes.
How long? At what point are you going to? Is Alexandri going to stop panicking?
Oh. Well, I mean, this is new. Panic is a somewhat new thing for Alexandria, and it feels kind of nice, you know.
It's novel.
Like, it's just give in to the complete what the fuckery.
Also, how's Malfa these days?
How's Malfa these days? Well, Malfa, you know.
Shut up, Sam. Would have gotten there eventually.
Yeah. I mean, it's all right. Not looking at it really. So.
Okay, you become aware at some point in your panic of something repeatedly plucking at your eyebrows.
Oh, the birds. Okay.
Bird.
So there is one checking to see if you have pierced ears by repeatedly shoving a beak into any hole it can find. And then the other one, which has decided that you're clearly not paying enough attention to the other bird, and so it's standing on the bridge of your nose, literally grabbing you by the eyelid. Mom!
Okay. Calm. I am calm. I am calm. I am calm. I am not calm.
Not calm.
I'm not calm.
Hey there, are you okay? Did you see the really big bird? It screamed. It went up in the air, and I think it left, but that's okay. You seem to be all right, so etc., etc., etc.
Okay. We have to leave. And she gets up. Heads to the door. Is anyone looking at her while she's just in there?
Actually, because you are actually in a temple, and essentially you darted in, obviously in distress, parked yourself in a corner, obviously wanting to be left alone, and so, well, first off, the prayer goers were, prayer going, so not going to, but the staff, were kind of noted you go in and waited a little while, and then decided to come over and chat with you. So, as the birds have basically run patience with you and are, what a young fellow, halfling, you think, based on height, which is to say half as tall as you are, wanders. Oh no, that would be a gnome. Never mind. Wanders over.
What did I do? That hurt me.
That hurt me.
That hurt me. Yeah. Like,
mortal wound.
Score.
Mortally wounded. Help.
TP hurt. Total party hurt.
Just leave it in there. We need to. I need medical attention.
You'll bleed out if you don't leave it in there.
I'm gonna leave it in there. I'll just bleed out. Leave me and my 5 feet and 2 inches alone.
Add it to the list of clips that need to be made. I mean,
Clip,
No.
clip.
No. Oh, it hurt me in the inches I don't have.
So like somewhere up here. It hurts
Yeah. My ego.
I'm just gonna say so well over your head then. Got it.
Right.
face phantom height pain.
Yeah. Hurts so much. You know, all that thin air.
All that thin air.
So, Michelle.
Yeah. So yes. Hello there. Are you okay? You seem to be in distress. I brought you some cold water.
Thank you.
If you would like somewhere more comfortable to sit other than that stone floor, we have several chairs with cushions if you'd like.
Yes?
But come with me then, please.
Okay. Goes with.
I'm Valdo. I'm one of the caretakers here. So here, just have a seat here. Are you hungry?
No.
All right. I'm not surprised. Most people, when they get as upset as you looked, are rarely hungry for anything except possibly a little bit of peace of mind. Is there anything you'd like to discuss, perhaps, that I could help you find some of that peace of mind?
Oh.
I don't think so. I don't think so.
All right.
Unless you happen to know anything about just random entities.
Random ones, no. I do have some specific knowledge I might be able to help with, but I sense that given the fact you said random, that you're not really sure yourself.
No.
All right, then. I'm going to be over there giving that poor person a little bit of help and some water, too. But if it turns out you do suddenly need to talk, just give a wave, and myself or one of the other caretakers will be over to chat with you. This is a community space you're in, and we want to make sure that everyone who's looking for help can find some.
Okay. Thank you.
You're very welcome. And he trots off.
I love this person.
Yeah. Can I just have him in my life, though?
Right? I just want to put him in my pocket.
He'd fit.
That's right, you know.
It looks like you're stressed.
So
Could you use some
sorry.
assistance?
You couldn't help
so
yourself.
sorry.
You couldn't help. No, it's fine.
I really
it's
couldn't help
fine.
it.
It's fine. I was already mortally wounded.
Came to twist the knife, it's fine. Go
Yeah.
on.
I can't take
can
it
I-
out, so you may as well just twist it.
Can I just point out that our Streamlabs got angry at Great Mustache for clipping the video and
Yeah.
showing the link to the clip?
There will be no link to the clip. No, you cannot. I don't know how to fix that right now.
How dare you use one of Twitch's features on Twitch?
How dare.
The audacity. The unmitigated gall.
Oh my gosh, that's awful. Sorry about that, Great Mustache. That's just ridiculous. Okay, great.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's a beautiful shade of stupid. There's just no other way to describe that design.
Alexandre will just kind of look at the sky and say, "Okay, but why can you hear it and like not the saints, though?" And then she'll get up and leave. And check to see if anyone is still outside.
Yeah, there's many people outside. It looks like it's a busy morning on Saints Rise.
But looking at her?
Oh, no, everyone's busy.
Good. And she's just going to try to head back to the inn.
All right, then.
Good thing.
Yep, that'll work out well. You'll both arrive. So we're actually going to cut back to Meisel, who is going to be snooping over somebody else's shoulders while you guys are walking. While you guys and girls are walking back.
Oh yeah, she has to walk. Damn.
Depending on how the spying goes, he potentially would have gone because he'd be able to get it. He'd be able to do everything he's done, would only have taken a few minutes.
Well, yes. So that's why I want to cut back to you and find out where that scene takes you, right?
Yes, fair.
All right. So I'm going to require you to make another roll, and you are specifically snooping on the Darkford lass, yes?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, well, that is a 22. Wait,
yeah.
No, it's not. Because dice explode.
Boom. Okay. Well, yeah, but you're at least at a 22 is the point.
Yeah, sorry, 29.
And her resolve is not a 22. So.
That's fair.
In this particular case, at least it's sunny out in your image. So yes. So you'll have the area around you turns foggy. It's very much the usual way that you're used to seeing, and then sort of everything around you swims into vision. And this is obviously Cliff Spotter. You recognize it. You're pretty sure it's the open market. Yeah, you can see her making her way not through central streets. She's sticking to side alleys. Every once in a while, she will, she pulls a spider, and goes up a drain pipe across a roof, down the other side, kind of thing, back down to ground level. She's not spending as much time on the high road as you're used to seeing Spider moving, but at the same time, she incorporates it into her movement relatively effortlessly. And she's going to stop at one spot, kind of, to blow an errant lock of hair out of her eyes, rearranges her cowl, reaches into her hood, and pulls a mask out from behind, and tucks it in on the other side. So basically, you are left with just her eyes over this black piece of fabric. And she will move a sewer grate aside. Basically, what she does is she pulls out what looks to be a metal rod about that long, and gives it a jolt and sort of that, and expands it out into basically a short prying bar, possibly 3/4 of a meter to a meter long. Uses it to hook the grating up. Slides it aside, kind of squeaks down the narrow gap she leaves for herself, and then uses the bar to winch it behind her, and then compresses the thing. And of course, you're visually following her. So she will be making her way with great disdain down this sewer. It looks like it's primarily a stormwater. I guess the best way of putting it is, while you can't smell anything, because it's a vision, you just the way she's looking around, and you can see the periodic movement of her nose. She's obviously following a scent, and whatever other smells are down here are not camouflaging that. She will pause for a moment, pull the mask down, and look both ways at an intersection, and close her eyes and cock her head, clearly listening to something. And then pause, look down in a direction, pulls the mask up, and goes around the corner. How long are you going to follow her?
Well, I think probably as soon as I see that this one at least appears to be real time, as it were.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Meisel's gonna start head in that general direction, as it were.
All right, so you'll be leaving the pubs and bedhouses district, crossing the bridge, up through Voyager's Gate, and into the open marketplace. You know.
Yeah. And
So you're
probably using. I might try turn on invisible.
Yeah, I was just going to say, you're looking at a good 15-minute walk, by the way.
Yeah. Yeah, that's. So yeah, he turns on invisible, and he'd probably keep. 15 minutes. Yeah, so he'd need to re-up.
Mm-hmm.
Well, like maintain spying, not re-up spying. It is slightly. I don't know if we've done this, but it is slightly different in that spying goes for 10 minutes and then it doesn't. But like it goes for 10 minutes before you have to do the test again.
Yeah.
But the test this time isn't to see if you succeed because you already have that connection. This time it's simply if you don't beat their resolve, it's still ongoing, but now they know.
Right. Okay. Yeah. So that's actually interesting. Yep.
Well, that's 20 something.
Yeah. Okay, you're fine.
So yeah, that's an 18 and a 6 and some other things. So it's like that. It's at least where I rolled before. Yeah.
Okay. So she will be completely unaware that you are watching over her shoulder. So you're going to be about halfway there when you basically wind up ringside seat to a slasher movie. She is going to quietly come into an area somewhere in the sewers. You've got a rough idea where she is, but I mean, you'll essentially have to retrace her steps. It's not like you have a GPS location on her. You've just been, quote, following, as she's been moving. And there are going to be probably a half dozen individuals, one of them slightly better dressed than the other. There are going to be open boxes and things like that about the place. And one of them is going to be the slightly more finely dressed one is going to be, get a move on. This stuff needs to be out of this town tonight. We've got a war to plan, and there's things to... And that's where he stops speaking because of the needle about that long that gets him right between the eyes. And she will lower the blowgun, and she literally will slip on a set of Bagna, and she just goes... It's the sea. Have you guys seen the movie? I can't remember. There's a. I can't remember the name of it. It's a Ninja Legend, I think. Anyway, modern ninja setting, and the opening is the hero basically just wrecks a bunch of yakuza at a tattoo parlor by basically baiting them over the next 2 to 3 minutes and playing on drifting in and out of shadows, sniping one here, taking the leg out from another one there until they're so balled up in their own panic that they're just free game. That's what you get to watch. How long is Meisel going to be able to stomach that? Because she's literally going to tear them limb from limb, piece at a time.
I mean, Meisel's seen some shit.
Yeah.
So, not happy about it, but he's not like I can't watch this. He's just like, well, that's news. Okay, this will determine how this will be incorporated into how I approach this. Thank you for that news.
Yeah, thank you for the advanced warning. Under a list of things that could have gone horribly wrong, I found out in advance. Excellent.
It's not so much like, oh my god, this person's dangerous. It's like, oh look, I was right. Nope, underestimated. Hang on. Take it back.
Yeah.
I was in the ballpark, but not. Oh, okay.
The only thing I'm going to say is you need to be very happy that there isn't a camera lens to get splatter on.
Every now and again, just like instinct, just ducks. Like, no, wait, I'm not there.
Yeah.
Oh.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So yeah. Just 1 second here. Okay, that's. Oh, what the hell was I thinking when I did that? Just 1 sec. I'm baffling myself with my own note taking.
It's all right. We just won Open Legend, though.
No, that's not how that works, actually.
Oh, please.
Oh, okay.
Please.
I see what it was. Well, I mean, sure, but then you got a DM this evening.
No.
Well,
No.
Okay, cool. There we go. Now I understand what it was I was trying to say when I wrote that. Thank you, Michelle. Maybe English next time, as opposed to whatever that was.
French.
No, that would have been easy, honestly. So okay, fair enough. So yeah, so you will wind up, as I say. I think the thing that's probably going to from a somewhat clinical perspective is how absolutely excessively ruthless she is. And then she just, basically when the place is a wreckage field, like I say, by the time she's done with them, it looks like a scene out of a slasher movie. She will wander over to the poor idiot that she nailed at the beginning of the thing, who's still got the one dart sticking at his forehead, but his eyes are wide open and he's got bluing around his lips. Dart was poisoned. And she will just very neatly remove the dart, tuck it away, and then tag a little, and literally will sew a note, like a piece of linen with script on it, sew that to his forehead, and then she will leave.
Cool. Okay. Good.
Again, had assumed that this had all the hallmarks of leaving a message. Nice for it to be confirmed.
So yeah. So are you going to follow her or try and find the crime scene, for lack of a better way of putting it?
No, I want to talk to the person.
All right.
Yeah, sure. Go for it. That sounds like a great idea. Have fun.
Have you been? No, I don't know if you've been paying attention. No, this is not a great idea at all. This person's dangerous. What? What?
Well, I can't tell you what to do. Have fun.
That's all right. I'm sure the 12-year-old can handle it.
Yeah,
The 12-year-old's better equipped to handle it, so it's fine. Go for it.
So, yeah. So, you will catch up with her. Actually, just because the time, the time it takes you to get there versus the time it takes, from the point you go, oh, there she is. Now I know where she is. I can get going. She has more than ample time to demolish this place, leave a note, and wander elsewhere, which is where you will find her, is elsewhere. Specifically, back in the more in the central area of the open market district.
Wait, hang on. You're finding a Lucon elsewhere? Is that where you're finding a Lucon? Are you finding a Lucon elsewhere?
It feels good. It feels good. It's a good burn. Ooh.
It's where you should find them, really, isn't it?
I'm missing it totally.
Oh, that's where they're from in Skyrim.
In Elder Scrolls, the Khajiit come from elsewhere.
Yeah.
That's the name of their country.
Literally from.
Oh, really?
Elsewhere.
Okay, like I'm just going to say I've played all of about 4 hours of ESO, so yeah, had no clue.
Yeah.
Okay,
you know what?
Funny.
I vaguely got it, but only because I know generic video game. I was like,
Yeah.
oh, they said elsewhere with a Y though, and
Yes.
an R.
Yes, elsewhere.
I heard them say it with a Y.
You heard me say it with a Y. Elsewhere.
Elsewhere, yeah, okay.
Yes.
That's cute. All right, that's funny actually. So just recently in the sewers, yeah. Sorry, just catching up with chat here during the mild digression. So yes, so she is going. When you catch up with her, she's going to be hanging out more towards the central area of the open market, at a stall which has got about 27 different varieties of on the theme of kebab on the go, and she's got something that's a cross section of 4 different meats and 3 different sauces, all of that fried, then rolled in honey, and then actually thrown over open fire. So that's what she's noshing on when you arrive, and she's got a fairly heady looking tankard of an ale in her hand, and she's got her she's absolutely making no attempt to not look like a modestly affluent young merchant woman. She has changed her cloak, which you saw her do, which is to say she literally took the cloak off, flipped it around so that it literally is completely reversible. Took a couple things out of a backpack, draped a few chains around her neck, redid a couple of not a backpack, but a hip pouch, other hip pouch, took out a few other trinkets and stuff, did a few things in her hair, put away her hood, put away the mask, snapped an ear piercing in, and in the span of the 5 minutes of you walking along, sort of watching this, but by closed circuit TV, if you will, she goes from looking like a nightmarish assassin that stalks unwary sleps in a sewer to a modestly affluent young merchant woman.
Are they? I might have missed it if you said. Are they like at like a table or at like
just
a bar? Or, like they're their own table, kind of like a booth or something, or are they like
it's more like a leaning post. It would be a table, except it's too narrow and too tall. So it's like having a bar stool that you can pile all your stuff on. So she's got her plate, but there's like a dozen of these scattered around this particular vendor. So it's as much a place to lean your elbows while you're noshing on your kebab, and a place to set your drink at about your own eye level, as it is anything else, right?
Is there space like next to them?
Yeah, you could wander over. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, might as well get some food for himself first, and then takes a spot adjacent to them, and is sort of eating, and then without like looking, says it just says, now. I don't know how to say this without sounding particularly suspicious, but I think I need to have a conversation with you. But I hope it's fine. I don't think it's gonna be too much of a problem, but I don't want to start off on the wrong foot or anything.
She's going to look over at you. She's a little bit taller than you are. And, well, you're off to a good start, she says, noshing on after noisily swallowing a fairly good chunk of off the end of her kebab. You've started a conversation with me.
So, how do I...
About those guys you murdered.
Let's ease into that conversation.
Finally, something smart has been said.
So how do I explain this?
How about you start with your name, since you clearly seem to know who I am?
Oh, that'd be good. I don't really know who you are. It's kind of a
thing.
But I'm Meisel. Hi.
Hi, Meisel. She will, the difference between canids and cats, of course, is that cats can retract claws, which makes shaking hands with canids really awkward, but not with cats. So, very polite, she makes sure the dew claw is tucked away and all the other good stuff. So she will offer a paw, and, you two will shake, and she will introduce herself as Shigelza.
How do you spell that?
Please hold. It's going in the chat. Yes, you do it that way.
So helpful.
It's with a she and then a gelza.
Yes,
Oh.
it literally is
It's phonetic.
a she with the Gelza.
Oh,
It is. Like,
I was gonna joke. It's like, it's just spelled like it sounds. I was like, no, it.
it is spelled
Oh, it is.
like it sounds.
It is phonetic. Oh, okay.
yeah, because the Loonconn don't have a written language. They're I actually, let me double check that. I think they're one of the ones who are purely oral tradition. Yes, that is correct. No, actually, they do have a written language. My apologies. Yep. So, but yeah, for lack of a better way of putting it, their language does not map directly onto anything the Confederacy uses. So the easiest way to do anything with them in their language is just treat it like Cyrillic. It's literally what you hear.
And Marcel is sort of and he's clearly not trying to be coy. He is legitimately like, how do I explain this
Without tying.
that's not even part of it. He's literally like, I want this person to not be suspicious of me, so he's not an overly deceptive person just in general. Like he can to an extent he can be out of years of needing to hide, but like he was sort of like, I need to like not make this person feel like I'm being deceptive. And the best way to do that is to not be deceptive.
Yes, the easiest way to tell the truth is by telling the truth. Yep, that's actually how that works. Yeah.
He's like, it's a little difficult to explain, I get, in a way, but I guess simply I have the ability to essentially put a question out into the world and get something approaching an answer. And I was looking for something at least relating to a task I have to do, or have been asked to do, and if there's something relating to that in the city. And I was shown, well, you and your large friend, and well, you're the one who seems to still be here. At least I tried looking for your friend, and it went odd. It hasn't done that before. That was actually really neat. I have to remember to think to consider that a bit. I'm getting sidetracked. Anyway, I saw you, so I thought I should come talk to you, because I don't know why you're related to it, but hi.
Hi there. So you're a shaman. Okay.
Kind of. I guess that's a way to put it.
All right. She's going to kind of very carefully rearrange she has a completely off color, like a bit of her throat is that white fur. She has this one patch of unusually long, also the same color hair, but it's as long and straight as her back mane is, so it invariably periodically just goes droop right down over an eye.
Kitty.
It's like, I'm just going to say, and you can tell that she puts up with it, for lack of just the glare that it gets periodically, followed by a flipping back up, and then goes back to looking at Meisel.
Who's a terrifying killer? You are. You are.
Who's a terrifying creature?
You're an aggressively efficient assassin. Yes, you are.
Yeah.
Oh, goodness.
Who's
That's
an
going to get you
apex predator
killed,
in the
my
modern
friend.
day?
Yeah, luckily, Sam's not having this conversation.
And Meisel knows better.
Dead already.
Sam knows better.
No.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd like to think that Sam would also know better, but
No.
I can't guarantee that.
No.
I can't guarantee. No.
No.
So, well, she says, you have to excuse me, but I'm not really in the habit of helping. There's going to be a moment where she makes about a half dozen noises, none of which translate, for lack of a better way of putting it. And you can see she's struggling with the language.
I could help with that if that would be easier.
Jeez.
in that if it would be easier to speak in your language, I could make it so I understand.
Well,
if that
she's
makes it
going to
easier to have this conversation.
She's going to pause for a moment, and then you can see she's obviously trying to figure out the implications of, do I want him to actually translate the last 5 things I said? And it's probably going to be the easiest way to do that, she says. You have a magic ring or something, I take it?
Well, not a ring, but...
By the way, it's not like with what's your logic stat?
Logic stat is 2.
Okay, I don't think it's lost on Mysel that she's she's totally accepting of the fact that Mysel is just as an apparent 12-year-old is also a shaman with some supernatural powers. Yeah, of course that's how the world works. Like there's just there's
a degree of which, like, you know, if you just like are being not aggressively honest, but like openly honest and sort of confident in what you're saying, it's like, okay,
yeah,
that's how things are.
Yeah, that seems to be exactly where she is. Yeah, okay, she has no reason to question you.
Okay, I activate tongues, targeting myself. Myself targets. That's the wrong tab. Level 5 is that Mysel can understand and speak a language of his choice. He chooses
Luncon. Okay.
Luncon.
Okay. So she will switch to her native language and
just sort of says, like, there we go. Which I imagine sounds odd in that language.
Yeah. I mean, have you ever a couple of leopards play fighting and babbling at each other? It's
I mean, I'm getting the image of like older leopard talking to like
but it's still that tonal range, right? It's it's guttural, it's low throat. There's none of the high ranges in it. It rumbles as much as it peaks. It's a very different set of sounds. So you can sort of understand, it's a completely different tonal range and structure to what the human languages sound like, right?
Yeah.
So, so I'm not used to helping. She kind of smiles for a moment. Random small people who show up in city markets claiming to know who I am on shamanistic vision quests without a reason, and because I want you to isn't much of a reason, she says with a smile. We are largely a keep to ourselves race, and I do have business to attend to.
Well, I guess
she doesn't say race. My fault. That's Michelle. That's a Michelleism. She says we're largely keep to ourselves culture.
Well, I guess when I was trying to find out about my task, what I specifically saw was you and I assume your friend, large person.
She's going to cock an eyebrow up at you. Yes. Obviously, she knows exactly who you mean.
The big guy.
Like this big?
And you mentioned that she had arrived. And, I don't know how, I guess, you probably don't want to tell me, but if it potentially who the she is either it might be pertinent.
Well, I'll tell you. She's going to look. Let me just check. Yeah. Okay. That would be 2d8. What's that? I need to fix my lighting. That is a 16. That's a d20, Michelle. That's not a d8. Now, let's try that with the d8. She does not get 2 d20. So it's 16.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
Michelle's frozen.
yes.
It wasn't me this time.
It was not. We shall see
Everything just got
if
very
he
quiet.
returns.
The world got very quiet.
Though, if he does not return in 10 seconds, we can take a break and give him a chance to return. It is, in fact, time for a break, but
This dude is
I was
like,
waiting for this.
feed me!
Hello, Wellington, in my favourite of your t-shirts.
No, he's very
Let's
gone.
go to a break. We will be
Let's
back.
go
I
to
want to know
a
what that
break.
role was. Bye, everyone.
Will you let me do your makeup?
Oh, we back. We front. Yep. Yeah. Yeah, that was really irritating, actually. Machine froze solid. So, let's get back to... So what was the last you heard of me speaking? Okay, oh, great. Clip that early. All right. So, that was a 24 was the roll, which means that she will succeed in not letting what she's thinking show on her face. So yeah. So she's going to pause for a moment. How about we do this in a way that will cause both of us the least potential long-term heartache? How about you tell me who it is that you're trying to help, and I'll tell you if there's someone I'm concerned about. Because essentially, if I don't know who you're talking about, probably that is probably not something I know anything about directly.
Sort of, like he's clearly turning over in his head. Well, one of the people I'm trying to assist, I guess, would be Alexandre.
Just going to pause. Alexandre. And she's actually kind of not really managing to say because of course you don't translate names, as it were, so she's saying it in quote human, but obviously it's a sound combination. It's not a name that comes easily to her. Don't recognize that name.
And does it seem like she's not lying to him or anything? She's not trying to...
No role acquired. She doesn't know what you're talking about.
I was kind of thinking that it would have made sense if they were the same person, but I guess if that's not the case. Do you know anything about, I guess, either Praetorians or Lucas Edgewater?
Let's see. So, yes, because she is going to react to that question.
The question as a whole, or like a particular part of, like, is it like,
well, that's
or is it Lucas Edgewater, or is or the both at the same time being like, why are you using both of those terms?
well,
why did you say that name
in public?
So, yeah, I was just going to say, so she's going to try, she's essentially going to attempt to deceive you with her answer. So I'm going to roll to find out what your target number is going to be, i.e. if she just rolls badly. That isn't a bad roll. That was a natural 20. Ugh. So she's at a 29.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's a 15 on top of it. So 39, 44 is your target number. She's managing to remain incredibly icy. Completely nonplussed.
Yeah, that's nowhere near that. I don't even think that's half that.
Fair enough. That was a really good time for her to roll well. There's going to be a brief pause. I think Mysel is going to have a vague sense that it took her perhaps a moment too long to answer, but he really doesn't know what that means. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So she'll say, I've heard one of the Western tribes mention one of those names, Edgewater. He was a hero of the humans, I understand.
Well, he's got like a statue, I'm told.
Oh, is that who that is? By the over by the well, there's actually three or four statues in the city. Do you mean the one, the big dashing looking one over in the Founders Square?
I mean, probably.
Okay.
I haven't gone to check.
Okay.
Though I am also talking about the younger Lucas Edgewater. But the older one as well, I guess, is probably useful as well.
I didn't know there was a younger one, she says.
I believe it's a grandson.
Just giving away all the secrets.
Offhand,
Sam,
no.
Okay.
Well, there must have been a reason I was shown you.
I'm not. She kind of chuckles. I've never met a shaman who's ever told me they've made a mistake with their abilities to see people in places.
Well, that's just it. I'm not saying I made a mistake. I'm saying I made a mistake. I'm not saying the information was wrong. I'm saying I haven't worked out what it means yet. Which is kind of sometimes the problem. It's not. I don't. Can't imagine you want to tell me more about why you're here.
She'll smile. I'm actually kind of an oddity around here, she says, looking around the square. The total Luncon population of the square is her.
I mean, to be fair, Mysel's familiar with the feeling.
Yeah. I'm one of the few of my kind who will come into the city. So often, she jingles some of the little coins and stuff that she's got, around her neck on her waist belt. So I come to town. I come to the city amongst the humans and their allies to keep track of news and to deliver messages and sometimes to conduct trade. We are largely self-sufficient, but some things are just easier with some wheels turn more easily with a little grease.
Sometimes you need a personal touch.
Yes. There's much that can be done by messenger, by past letters and things like that. But every once in a while, being there in person makes all the difference.
Well, that's why I wanted to meet you in person. I mean, I could probably have thought of another way of contacting you, but this seemed like the least likely to cause alarm, I guess.
She smiles. I appreciate that. I don't like being alarmed, she says with a laugh.
scare someone that good with a blowpipe.
Maybe don't.
No, I'm. I mean, let's just say I've met a lot of dangerous people, so it's not worth giving them the wrong impression.
I agree with you. The last thing you want is for someone to misunderstand what it is you're about.
Yeah.
Always better to talk things out to those people who are willing to listen.
Yeah. That's usually the preference, yes.
You seem small for your culture, but I sense there's a wisdom beyond your years. You speak with a significant confidence in spite of your voice.
Yeah, that's one way to put it, sure.
Well, she's going to, give you a relatively friendly smile. I'm going to be in town for another day or two. Well, she chuckles. He does the best kebabs in the whole damn city, so I'm here almost every lunch hour. So if you come up with any other questions or anything, I might be able to. We might be able to solve this mystery that joins us. Drop by to say hello.
Think I will. Thank you for your time.
Oh, it's been very pleasant. Good to meet you. Mysel, yes?
Yes. Shagalza.
Yes.
Okay. Bye.
Take care.
Leaves.
Mm-hmm. Do me a favor. Actually, no. I'm so used to that just being the default behavior. Something cool is about to happen. Have the player character roll. No. Mysel, as he drifts away, is going to glance over his shoulder. And for lack of a better way of putting it, Mysel is used to being, just sort of vanishing into crowds. He's a kid. He disappears. So basically, at the instant she's pretty sure that he can't see her, i.e. she loses track of him, she will produce a wax pad out of one of her hip bags, and with use her dew claw and very quickly scribble a note into the wax and close it up and put it away.
Interesting.
So right about now, as you are leaving the square, Alexandre is arriving back at the inn to find you gone. But that's okay, because the bird is already there. So, because for you, it's a pretty short trip, really. So you've been patiently waiting for everyone else to arrive.
Aha! I was right. You did find your way back. That is good news. Sorry I left.
I'm sorry I scared you.
I'm sorry about your song.
I'm sorry in general.
I'm sorry
Canadian?
unilaterally.
I'm sorry metaphysically.
Yeah, they're
I'm
Canadian.
sorry corporeally.
It's never made that sound before.
That's not the usual sound.
Well, some of it is. Not all of
Which
it.
part?
The nice part?
It was a nice part. I don't remember the nice part.
He came after the panic.
Sort of, yeah.
It's I'm a little bit. I'm less scared of you now that I know that is not what you were hearing all the time, and what you get scared when it goes away. Because I had a lot of time to think. Where did you go?
Temple of Malfa.
Checked every single other one, not that one, because we can. Doesn't matter. I came here to ask the Mysel where you were, and my soul is not here. So,
Oh.
I was just gonna sit here and flap my damn wings until you came back, I guess. Glad you didn't get lost. The bosses would be very upset if I lost you on the first day.
What are you supposed to do?
Look out for you guys and make sure you don't die.
Oh. I'm not dead.
That's good to I see that. That's good. That's good. I like that. Me either.
Okay.
I'm sorry I made your song do that.
I don't think you did.
The next time I say I probably can't do a thing, yeah, ask me before you try it.
Yeah?
That'd be great. Yeah, I wish I had prepared myself for that a little bit more. That's all.
I didn't think it was going to do that.
What did you think it was gonna do?
Just the other part of the music.
Like the nice part?
Yeah.
So can people usually just hear it? Is
No.
that
Well, yes and no.
so? What's the truth?
But the truth, that is the truth. They hear it. I mean, they don't always think it's nice, but they don't think it's bad. Or they don't think it's...
So usually they hear it or they don't hear it, but they don't hear the wrong song.
Uh-huh.
Huh. It's a little fucked up. Okay.
Yeah.
Seems you usually try it on like human type people. I mean, you're clearly an elf, so not like, is it usually like humanoid folk or
Yes?
is it the bird ears? Is that what the problem is?
I don't know.
Huh. It wouldn't be the first thing. I guess that makes sense. We're built different. A little bit, I think.
Oh, just a little bit. Looks up.
Just a little bit. She like holds up her wings just a little bit. She like accidentally almost knocks something over on the leg. Okay. Oh yeah.
Where are Full 60 from?
I was born here. How to explain? I am not big on, how do I put this? Not really big on history myself, but I am aware that we are not from around here. I'm also not sure how much I'm allowed to tell you. We are not traditionally, like, historically. See, this is me doing a
That's
family
history?
tree.
Yes.
Just like,
A
okay,
tree.
so like this is a wing. No,
Yes.
but this is like, and then it
I mean,
spreads out and like, and then
Okay.
each.
Oh, you don't do a tree, you do a wing, you do a family wing.
No. No.
Oh.
It's like it represents a tree. I'm just,
Okay.
you know, the feathers. It's just each.
It's a tree. Okay. Yes.
It's a tree.
Yes.
It's a tree.
Uh-huh.
Family tree.
I see it.
I'm here.
Yes.
And this is when Eclipse Spider started,
Okay.
and I'm here.
Okay.
But here,
Uh-huh.
all of this,
Yes.
somewhere else entirely.
Where are we, Michelle? Oh, we just... I'm assuming Alexandria's room.
Yes.
Okay, good. I'm Sinru. I know you're from a different...
Place, neighborhood.
plane?
Yes, playing. Yes. Okay, so you know about good. Okay, yeah, yes, a different one. Yes. You're a Sinru?
Yes.
Like the ones downtown?
Yes.
Huh. That's funny.
Why?
I don't know. I just wasn't. I mean, there are those here. That's where they live. They live down by where all the government stuff happened. Where Spider went. They live down there.
Oh.
Mostly.
What?
I mean, but you guys aren't. You guys come from a different plane too?
What, Sinru? No? What?
No? Then why'd you... What?
I was just asking.
Oh, okay. Yeah. No, yes. Whole 60 are from a different plane. We are... How do you guys put it? We're interplanar refugees. So the Confederacy kind of took us in. And we earn our keep by doing this kind of stuff, I guess.
From where?
The word I would use doesn't make any sense in your language. And also, I don't think I can say it right. My mom always tells me I am saying it wrong.
Okay.
Just a really, really, really long way away from here.
Okay.
Do you think that's why I can't hear the song?
No, I think you can hear it. But,
It's
I mean,
not the same song.
it's the... Whisper of the Wild.
All right.
Was the first part of what we heard you?
What?
That's the...
Who are you talking to?
Yeah, well, Whisper of the Wild is actually internal, so you should...
you can't hear.
Oh,
This is an internal question.
That was the 10.
This is just me and the board. The board. We're having a board
Okay.
meeting.
Okay.
Was the first part of that? No.
Oh. So that... The first part was someone else. You heard La Chanson, but you also heard not La Chanson. I don't know what that was, but that was not it.
Well,
And I have never heard it before. Have you heard it before?
no.
Okay.
Absolutely not. I think I probably wouldn't have broken the law in response to it if I had heard it before.
That's breaking the law?
Yeah, we're not supposed to fly above we talked about, remember when I said we would have to walk? 'Cause,
Yes.
Yeah, you're not supposed to do that. They don't like it when you do that.
Oh. But you have wings.
Yeah, it makes it really inconvenient to get around. I had to walk back here. It's very slow walking.
So did I.
Yeah, well, you walk. I mean, is it always that slow? It's slow. No offense, it's slow.
I don't have another option.
That's unfortunate. I've noticed that.
Yeah. So, I don't know what that was now.
Well, it was some kind of a song, and it sounded bad to you. Did it sound bad to you?
Mm-hmm.
Was it bad for you? 'Cause
Yes,
it was bad for
it
me.
was bad for me.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh.
Is it something we need to find out? Is it important?
I mean, the last time this happened, it was a ticking, and then the time before that, it was a
the
river,
clocks.
and then the time before that, a lot of bad things happened. Oh, and the time before that, it was the lady with the nice calves that I was telling you about.
Yeah. I didn't see her, by the way. On the way back, I had some time.
Okay.
To look. I've not seen her. It's
Okay.
fine.
I mean, usually if I
Great.
hear bad noises, then bad things happen.
But you only heard the bad noise because you tried to make me hear it also, right?
Maybe?
So maybe just don't do it again. Maybe the bad sound goes away and no bad thing happens.
But there
I
are
would
times
love
when
it if no.
I'm not doing anything and it still happens. But
Oh.
oh no, it's usually when I'm trying to use magic though. So if I just don't, that's very difficult.
Yeah, no, you seem pretty magical. I don't think that's really an option. And you know, if it's gonna keep you alive, I'd rather you use the magic. When you need the magic, I'm not telling you to stop being yourself. Your little bird friends, they do need you to be. The birds are magic. They need you to be magic.
I mean,
Not
they
magic.
don't need they don't actually need me anymore. Like they would just, like, if I died, they would still.
It's dark. That's grim.
I mean, I'm just saying that it's not me that's keeping them. It's scrambled eggs now.
More on that in a second. The thing about the birds is that, I mean, they don't need you anymore, but they kind of live in your hair, don't they?
Yeah,
So
I mean, it's quite dark for you to say, "Oh yeah, they just need your hair."
that's not what I meant. What I meant was
Oh.
that they're choosing to. They choose to be around you. I don't need my parents to survive anymore anyway. But like, I still live nearby them. I still like them.
Oh,
There's different kinds of need. Birds would be sad if something happened to you. That's all I'm saying.
oh,
Yeah. I just don't stop doing magic. That would be bad. I've gotten in enough trouble today. That's not the answer. Whatever it is, that is not the answer. Do all the magic you want to do. We will deal with the repercussions. What?
nothing. No, something. Sometimes if I do magic, bad things happen.
I volunteered for this. I
Did
sure
you?
did. I mean, no, but like in the grand arc of time, I kind of signed up for what would maybe become this. Didn't have to be a bush pilot, but I am. And so I signed up for this. Who do we need to ask about your song thing?
I don't know.
Okay, let's chalk it up to the number of things that I do not know. I'll just add that to the list.
You have a
And
list?
she kind of pulls out a notebook from her vest. Just
She has a list? What?
she's if you were to see the list,
Yes.
she kind of like tilts it enough that the camera can see. There's literally it's literally chicken scratch.
Right.
There's nothing written on it. But it's add this to the list of things that I do not know or understand about you guys. This is gonna be, you guys are not gonna get anything done. If you want to go do like a trial or something, like you want to go get into like you want to go outside the village and get into some danger or something like that, so you guys can trust me and we can get a move on with all of the, because it feels like they're piling up. You guys have a lot to do out here, and if I don't know what's going on because nobody trusts me, it's gonna make it hard for me to do my job.
What is your... just to keep us alive?
Look out for you guys. Make sure you don't die.
Why?
I don't know. I don't make the rules. They don't send me information. We don't get wise.
Why are you doing it then?
It's my job.
That's a strange reason to do something.
Why do you do things?
Because I was told to.
Now that That right there, that's a strange reason to do things.
Well, no, sort of. Well, I'm doing it.
Put it to you like this, Alexandria. Either everything's a strange reason to do something, or nothing is.
Did I tell you my name?
Is that? Hey God, it's me. Hey God. Hey God. Would I have gotten any of their actual names before they sent me down here?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's kind of what I assumed would have happened, yeah.
So I've known the entire time.
Yep.
That's what I thought.
I would have assumed that.
Yes,
That's
because
what I thought.
I mean, because it's not like Spider bothered to tell the family. By the way, we're traveling incognito. So
we didn't see them before we left, so no, absolutely not.
How am I gonna find them? Oh, they're gonna be pretty obvious when you show up. But yes, of course you're gonna have names for them. They're family. They're cousins of the Dashamali, right?
They're cousins of the Dashamali. And so Kaz goes,
You already know our names.
You just kind of look like an Alexandria. She says, very belatedly. You just kind of look like an Alexandria.
Okay, that's cute.
Don't look at me like that. You lied about it first.
I asked you if you were a liar.
I asked you if you were as well.
And I said most of the time no. But people keep saying that I'm getting better at it, and I'm not.
No, that's for sure.
Oh, thanks.
No, it's not a bad thing.
No, but you are a selective liar.
I just wanted to see for how long you guys were going to try to pretend with the names and the stretch, reach, skitch. What's his name? What did he call himself? See, you don't even remember. This is where it falls apart.
I told him I'm not good at lying.
It's also a bad name, to be fair.
Good.
You guys picked weird names.
Yes.
And that gave you away. Pick better ones next time.
No. Well, I mean, I didn't pick a bad name. I picked my name.
Yours is a little bit more believable, but obviously you didn't come from around here. Like, it doesn't... You still stand out when you say the name. Like...
Yes.
Yes?
Well, I mean, I'm supposed to stand out. I'm Sinru.
Yeah, that much is pretty obvious. I just wanted to know... I said you didn't trust me. I didn't think you'd be very comfortable if I came up and went, "Hi, Alexandria, I'm Kazra. I will be your tour guide for the day. I've known who you are the whole time. You barely believed me when I told you I came from the Dashamali, and that your friends sent me to help you guys. Would you have believed me if I told you that and I had all your names?"
Yes.
Would they have?
I don't know.
Exactly. That's what I thought. Yeah. So, yeah. Do I know a little bit? Yes. Do I know a whole heck of a lot? No. All I know, they like you, they trust you, they want you to be safe. And so I am here. That's all there is to it.
Okay.
Also, none of you can fly, which is a problem.
It hasn't been to now.
Do you spend a lot of time at this altitude?
No.
I didn't think so. You kind of need to be... She gestures around. I need to be able to fly at this attitude. Altitude.
Okay, so what did... So you... Then you...
Question. You say you have trouble with lying. How good are you at telling when someone is lying?
Also not very good.
Okay, I guess that's
I mean,
fair.
I'm
Makes sense.
okay. I'm getting better. It's easier with Spider, because Spider's just, always lying. But then I'm just assuming Spider is always lying, so maybe not. I don't know.
It's not very convenient for when he's telling the truth, is it?
No, but that's rare, so...
No, that's fair enough.
I mean, I'm much more likely to just assume people are telling the truth.
Feels like a good way to be to me.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why I would lie about why I'm here. It's not like I could have just left by now. Like, you guys also kind of left all your stuff up here. Like,
Yeah.
I wanted to take advantage of the most obvious tourists in all of Cliff Spider. Like, I probably could have.
Yes?
My memory's crap. I'm not good at long games. That's all I'm saying.
Mine too.
That makes two of us.
Okay.
I'm gonna make a joke about bird brains here, but you probably won't get it. It's fine.
How far are you supposed to go? Are you just supposed to be here in the city?
What do you mean?
If we leave the city, are you supposed to leave the city?
Are you still gonna stay up? Are you gonna stay up here? You guys are gonna go out into the visit the clans and stuff? Like
Why?
out in the wildlands?
Well, I don't know what I'm doing yet, but I'm not supposed to stay here.
I think if I just left you guys at the edge of town, they'd probably be pretty upset with me. I think all of this is kind of my purview. This is my jurisdiction. I cannot let you get killed out there either. There's all kinds of stuff out there that you guys clearly have never seen.
Myself,
talked
that's
about-
an excellent time for you to arrive.
I have not seen pretty much any of anything that I have seen since I left home.
My sort
So
of
you really-
sits next to them. Apparently, possibly just appears next to them, and is
Yeah,
just
I was
like,
going to say, yeah.
and it's just like is just sort of like is not paying too much attention, just in thought. Just like,
Zones in.
Kazra is mere centimeters off the ground, but you can tell that she has jumped just a little bit. She's startled, and there are 2 feathers on the bed near where she was. She goes over to pick them up. I am so sorry about that. You are remarkably quiet.
oh, sorry, I forgot to announce myself.
Where did you go?
I went to go talk to someone, a Loon Kong actually, called Shigalza.
Oh. You made friends with the Loon-kun?
I don't know if that would be the term I'd use, but kinda, yeah.
You seem fine, so...
Well, I made quite good. She's very dangerous, so I made certain to not make her think I needed to be dealt with, I guess would be the term.
Yeah.
I
Good.
mean, yes.
God, I'm doing a bad job.
Very good at killing people, so I was like, I don't want to be the target of that.
Did you have to
It's
cry?
just- No, I just talked with her.
Okay.
I mean, ultimately, even if she did anything, as long as I didn't just immediately die, I probably could have handled it.
Did you witness a murder?
Oh, several.
I see.
Like a whole group. That was a bunch of people there. I mean, I wasn't there at the time, but I was following her, like with my mind, and she took out a whole group in the sewers.
You are very well adjusted for your age.
Well,
Or
I think
poorly.
if we're honest, I don't know if it's well adjusted or just like
Traumatized.
seasoned against it. But like, you know, you don't go around for as long as I have without seeing some pretty awful things.
So a full 11 years. Good.
Well, for starts, I'm 12, but also it's complicated.
My
Not for
mistake.
long.
My mistake. No, that is a significant difference. I am actually sorry. I didn't mean to sound sarcastic when I said that. You're right.
Oh, it's
that's-
much more significant.
Are we still keeping things from her, or can we give up on that? Because it's just
I'm
tiring.
not. She knows my name.
Well, obviously she knows your name.
I know all your names.
Yeah.
See? The kid knows a lot. The kid knew.
Did we not know that?
Well,
She was sent by the Dashamali, and we didn't tell them we were using fake names.
I mean, I don't know why Spider was.
I assumed that was for everyone else. I mean, he didn't even make a very good effort to making me look like his kid.
No.
I mean, you could say I'm his kid, and people sometimes just nod, but like, I could have put some effort in.
Found family is, there's a lot of mixed fat families around here. That probably wasn't the thing that gave you away most. But
Mysel, there's a brief moment of concentration, and then Mysel just like shifts to looking essentially like a small version of Switch. Like, actually looking like a child of Switch. I mean, it requires concentration, and actually, hang on. Let me. That's not going to work. Let me try something. Well, like, it's got at that corner of how it's going to work, but could have put a bit more effort in it and all that. Waves it away, goes back to being Mysel.
so, based on all of this response that you just saw, Alexandria, where we're talking about how to tell if somebody is lying or not.
Well, it's like that. See, this is why I'm bad at it, because anyone that's more subtle than that, I don't know. What am I supposed to do?
Well, what I was going to say was I wouldn't have been able to fake that reaction. They didn't tell me that he could do that.
They probably don't know he exists. Well, actually, they do know he exists, but they don't know about.
I mean, I don't do it very often. It requires concentration, and usually it's and then if I have to use it for something else, then it goes away, and then you have to explain that, and it's just the whole thing. It's easier just to nod.
I kind of wish that.
You wish the what?
Well, I don't just that everything was easier. Really, it's all very difficult.
Oh.
Don't we all wish that?
Yeah, it has been a weird day.
Hey, Mysel, why were you in the sewers?
Oh no,
I
he
didn't
wasn't.
go
He
into the
was
sewers.
thinking.
That's just where Shigalza went. I met up with her at a kebab place. Very good, actually. She said it was the best in the city. We should go there.
Oh, good kebab. So you just... Oh, boy. Oh, boy.
He can read minds. He is the most complicated.
I see that.
Well, that's not what I did. I could have, but I try not to. Not when I can just talk to someone.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, like your thoughts are private, and just because I can read them doesn't mean I should.
That's very nice of you.
Like if you have access to someone's journal, you don't just read it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Though, to be fair, sometimes you don't have a choice and you need the information. And
So
if the
then you
person's
read
not
the
very
journal.
nice, but like
I don't know if that's... Okay, well, that's
like
a
if
little
it's
morally gray.
like
okay.
it's if it's like, well, I don't know if this person this person might kill someone. Should I check? Maybe. I don't know. It's
If you were gonna kill somebody, would you
day
write
to
that in
day.
the
You
journal?
don't.
Okay.
I would.
Sure, but you'd think about it in your mind. So the metaphor falls apart a little at that point.
No, I
No,
retract
no,
it.
that's a good point. It's a good point. I follow. I definitely follow. Is there anything else that I need to know that you guys like just that I'm gonna be surprised about? Because I don't want to be surprised in public anymore.
Oh,
It's
the
not
dragon.
Oh, I'm the dragon.
Just
Kind of. Not really, but also definitely really.
Yes. They're sort of the same, but one of them exists but then doesn't exist, and then the other one exists and then doesn't exist.
That's not accurate at all,
They
but it's a
sort
good
of
description.
fold. It's disgusting. Don't watch it.
I was going to ask how.
No, you don't want to know.
Based on what you just said, I think that's the best explanation I'm gonna get, and the only one that I want. So, when you said you weren't gonna eat the city.
Well, that would have not been my soul. My soul didn't promise anything like that.
I mean, I'm not going to do it either.
No, my soul is tiny. There's no way.
To be fair, Hio is also not big enough to... You know, it's...
I didn't consider any of this as a possibility when I came in. I heard you guys were just kind of the armory of abilities that this group of people seems to have when put together is not what I was expecting when I showed up here this morning.
So then what can you do?
I mean, that's part of why we were so coy with information, because, like, I mean, there's people we're worried about. What does that tell you about them?
What can you do?
Yeah, that... See?
I can fly. I'm just a regular... I can just...
Was it just like a billboard posting? They're like, hey, you should go and find all of these people. Here are their names. Go find them.
There was a billboard with your guys' names on it.
Huh?
Don't you think you would have seen it on the way in?
Oh, we've seen them a lot. But,
billboards!
One of the people is quite powerful, so they put wanted posters out.
I see.
They trumped up some charges, and then they're not even looking for someone in the group anymore, but that's kind of why we don't want to throw the names around. That's the biggest part of using different names.
You guys should probably be pretty consistent about it from now on then. I don't think anybody here is really concerned with that. We all got our own stuff going on, but I could be wrong. What do I know? Clearly nothing, based on everything that we've talked about today. So, there's,
Somewhere Spider's like, why do I have a headache? What is
I was just
happening?
thinking that. I was just,
Spider.
thinking that. I can't wait for Jamie to
my
watch
friend.
the replay and then the freak we're going to get at the start of next episode. You told her what?
everything.
She knew a lot of it already. Listen. To answer your question, Alexandra, no, it was not a billboard posting with your names on it. Again, that would presume that I was literally, well, not literally, I was woken from my sleep and told to get down here to find you guys. I am just a glorified monorail operator over here. Like, I'm not... I just do the thing with the ship and
Yes,
the
but you
fly
hear...
and
You heard something that I had not heard before, which means that
That was scary, yeah.
my soul... New sound?
I'm probably gonna need more than that.
If you do it
And
again,
actually, I've actually, we got about 5 minutes left in the evening. I know that Sam is going to have to wrap up right on Sked. So I just think the idea of him looking patiently saying, I'm going to need more, that is an excellent point to end the evening on. And that...
Oh.
And so
Yep.
we're just
dear.
going to leave it there. And yeah, like I say, this has been brilliant, folks. Fantastic.
I'm kind of proud of myself. I haven't rolled dice in like, I don't know, 3 sessions, 4 sessions? Like, what is...
That's roll a
Is that what
bunch
you
of
were
dice. I was
aspiring
like,
towards?
oh god, right, dice.
Well, like I say, it's just this. There's a lot of times I find myself just habitually about to call for a die roll, and then remembering that essentially the system isn't designed that way. You should don't gate plot. It's just not part of it. If there's not a risk involved, don't gate plot. So it's taking me a little getting used to, in that so many of these things are just do. Okay.
Well, what was the I saw it recently. It's the meme with the two guys. I can't remember if it's from like some reality show, and they're sort of discussing it, and it just gets more and more aggravated until one of them is like throwing a chair and running out.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
And
Orange City Choppers.
That's the one, yeah. And it was just like, it's like you really shouldn't be fudging your rolls. And the other one's like, but sometimes a success or a failure really derails the plot, the narrative. And then they're just like,
Exactly.
then why are you rolling dice?
Yes. Well, and to me, that's always, that's the thing. If the only way to get the answer you want is by fudging dice, just be honest and tell them what the answer is.
Yeah.
Literally, if you're not willing to do that, what you are by definition doing is lying to your players.
Yeah.
Why would you break the trust at the table like that?
I can't remember which game it was, but we basically said it's like when looking for an outcome, it boils down to 3 answers: yes, no, or maybe, and only one of them requires a roll.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Only maybe get
Yeah.
roll.
only maybe give roll.
Only maybe get roll.
All right, folks. That's
Okay.
it for us for tonight. Thank you so much. Great session. Glad you enjoyed yourselves, and I'm hoping that as more corners of the plot begin to unravel,
Unravel?
It's
No, you
it's
mean
going to
unfurl.
Being
Not-
raveled.
yes, sorry,
Unravel.
yes,
Unfurl,
unfurl,
not
yes.
unravel.
Become more visible.
Yes.
That you will that will all start to make sense in some vague way.
Yes. Until then.
Until then, we'll try again next week.
Goodbye, everyone.
Good night. Thanks so much for
Bye.
watching. Bye-bye.
Thank you for joining us.